What's up, RT?
Hey,
How you
Nick.
doing?
Good.
Sorry, man.
That's all right. Just ready to get this going.
Are you? Yeah. Sorry, it's hard for me not to laugh at you when we start this out. So
Why is that?
I don't know, man. We tell funny stories about our wives before we start doing this, and then
Well,
it's like I keep laughing, and then Blake's like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
I think Blake probably records everything we're saying before we come on,
I
just
know,
to
I'm
have blackmail on
scared
us.
to death. I'm
Yeah.
gonna run for president one day, and all this crap's gonna come out of the woodwork.
Yeah, you definitely couldn't run for president.
Really?
Actually, you know what? Given our current climate,
Yeah.
like
Gotta be better than
just go ahead
some
and
of the
run.
people out there that are running.
Just go ahead and run.
I have no felonies. That puts me ahead of one of the major candidates.
Does he doesn't have felony yet, does he?
I don't know how it works, dude.
Have you been keeping up with any of the
Not
trials?
really. No, I haven't been. I
I'm-
don't have dementia, so
I-
that puts me ahead of the other one.
I
I know you can't talk about him. He's your
no,
boss. But
I've been trying to pay a little bit more attention to the news lately.
Have you?
Yeah.
okay.
I have this TV in my garage where I work out in the mornings. I kind of
yeah.
forgot about it. So right now I have like YouTube TV so I can watch the playoffs because the
Okay.
Pacers are in the playoffs
Yeah.
right now. So
Just put on the Clinton News Network every morning. And
I've been putting
see
on
what
this
they have to
different
say.
news networks in the mornings and
Yeah.
listening, and I haven't really missed much my last 6 months, kind of taking a break from a lot of news.
Yeah, exactly.
I keep up on the major stuff, but
Yeah. It just seems like somebody in Indy's died. There was a police chase, shootout.
yeah.
They find some more automatic weapons on the street. It's
Yeah.
just like, okay, it's the same news every day.
Yeah. I saw a wild police chase today.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
There's like 30 cop cars chasing down this guy. He went the other way. He's in a BMW flying.
wow.
Yeah.
Cops
And
got
the
to start
police,
playing some Grand Theft Auto or
they
something.
started doing like U-turns in the yard in front of me. Like just going through
Nice.
people's yards. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
I'll
awesome.
say though, like
So interesting day.
our police officers, like they get it. People give them a hard time, but
Oh, yeah.
man, that's a tough job.
Yeah, that's not a job I'd
Like the guy that supposedly the guy they were chasing down is wanted on weapons felonies and
want. Okay.
different things. Like whenever they catch this guy, they're jumping out of a car to try to arrest the guy who's
Yeah.
wanted for having weapons, right?
Right.
So it's
Kind of scary.
yeah.
Yeah. Huh, good night, dude.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
But I'm glad they're out there.
Yeah, yeah, me too.
Have we had a police? We haven't had a police officer on yet, have we?
No, not yet. We should do that.
Yeah.
I met one recently.
Mhm.
He came over to my house because we were doing some shooting.
Nope,
and
you probably
no, he
don't
was a
even wanna
super
say.
nice guy.
Yeah.
He asked if he could come back after he got off his shift. He's like, everything you're doing is fine. Just one of your neighbors complained. And
Okay.
I was like, yeah, okay. And he's like, do you care if I come back after my shift? And I was like, not really. I mean,
So
can't tell your buddies what we're doing.
he got a call about you.
Yeah.
He shows up
Shows up.
on duty.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, man, you seem like a good guy.
Right.
Just want to come hang out with you after work.
I think that's what he was thinking.
All right.
So anyway,
Let's get him on the podcast.
I'll try.
Okay.
My cousin knows him. That was a lifesaver because I thought somebody was going to jail and somebody was getting some tickets, and my cousin walks out from the back of the house and says, "Oh, hey, how you been?" And I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, yes, they know each other."
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had my cousin not been there, we wouldn't even have shot that day anyway.
Oh, so it was your cousin's fault.
Well, no, he just introduced the idea
Okay.
to check out my new gun, and so
Yeah.
of course, I had to oblige. And
Guys do some dumb stuff
Some
because of
guys
other
do,
like
yeah.
pressure.
Yeah.
Like I was up at this gas station today and I was on my bike.
Yeah.
And these two guys are sitting outside of it smoking and just hanging. That's just where they hang out. It's
Yeah.
this gas station. So, of course they're asking me when I get there, hey, how fast your bike go?
Oh, yeah.
And and how
Hey,
fast
got
you
any
had
extra
it.
money?
They didn't ask for money.
Really?
It's all about the bike. So then I come out to leave. They's like,
Like, hey man, you want to give me a ride around the block?
nope. It's the same thing I always get.
Yeah.
Hey man, can you ride some wheelies in front of here? And so, you know me.
Oh yeah, only pastor I know that rides wheelies.
So, and I'm in a neighborhood where several people know me, and I went up there to buy some energy drinks for people at the church and
Oh, yeah.
things. So I was carrying all these energy drinks, and I was no helmet on because it's only a block or two away.
Right. Yeah.
And I thought, man, guys are like, we're like little boys,
Yeah.
even when we're grown, man.
Oh yeah.
That's what I kept thinking. It's like,
We don't grow up. Only our toys get more expensive.
yeah,
That's
and
what I
more
keep telling
dangerous in
people.
some ways. I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm a middle-aged man running up here to get some drinks for the staff at my office,
Right.
and some guys out front are telling me to do some stupid stuff, and I'm like, I can't
You're
wait to get
considering
on-
it.
I can't wait to
You're
do
trying-
this.
I
Then was
can't. I
like,
can't wait to see you with like 2 plastic sacks hanging on your handlebars full of energy drinks, and you riding a wheelie down the street
Yeah.
with no helmet on.
I never said I did the wheelie. I just
No,
said
I
the
did-
guys
yeah.
were putting pressure on me to do it.
Absolutely, yeah.
And there's this internal thing inside of me. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm going to do this. And it reminded me of being a kid when you had a bicycle and your friends would build some ramp. Like,
Yeah. I'll do
Hey,
that.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
And, watch this type of thing. And we just don't grow out of that.
So how long did you ride a wheelie for?
Yeah, I didn't say I rode one. I
Right.
said the guys in front of the store wanted me to ride one.
Yeah, that's what I heard you say.
And I said, hey, you come over here on Sundays, you can hear me preach. So it's
it's a win-win.
yeah.
I'll do the wheelie for you. You got to come listen to me.
It's
Maybe.
evangelism.
Yeah, it's evangelism.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, my worst wreck on a motorcycle was from being stupid and doing a wheelie in a church parking lot. So
Yeah, I get that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Didn't you have your wife on the back?
no, she was not on the back. She was
Oh,
there
that's
and
good.
watched it.
Okay.
But man, it's tough showing up to preach on Sunday with
Road rash.
road rash all over your arms
Yeah.
and hands, and people asking why. And you don't want to lie because you're in church, or lie anytime.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
You also aren't wanting to offer up that the day before
Yep.
you wrecked in the church parking lot.
Just tell people your wife beat you up.
No,
That's what I normally do.
Oh, okay.
Like, my wife's a hitter, and she got me this time.
Yeah.
Yep. She likes a battered husband.
Anyways, I was going to mention our sponsor for the season, but I don't even know if they still want to sponsor us after
Well, it's too late. He's already given us the money. So,
the T-shirts.
well, he's already given us the T-shirts.
The T-shirts. Increase Jesus.
Here it
You're
is,
wearing one of
Increase
them.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you go to increasejesus.com, is that
Yeah.
right? .com, you can check out their gear,
Tough 10% off.
get 10% off. Hey, I made my family and some others I know were over at the house today. I was telling them about it.
Yeah.
They looked it up. They loved it. So I bought a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it came in.
Nice.
Love the quality. They love it.
Yeah. Did you use like the big discount code and then charge them the 10% off code?
No, I didn't know we had a big
that
discount.
would have been a good
I
idea.
used the
you could have made a little money there.
I used the Tough-10 and got my 10% off. and
Nice.
A couple weeks later, got the gear, and so it's nice. Yeah,
Okay.
man, everyone likes
Awesome.
it. So
Yep.
yeah, I wear that shirt a lot.
Better is one day.
Yeah.
I like this shirt.
I do too.
Yep.
I
I
do
have
too.
a sticker in my garage.
Mm-hmm.
It says if you can't tan it, or if you can't tone it, tan it. And then I look at the better is one day shirt, and I'm like, they kind of go hand in hand.
Not sure that's where Increase Jesus was going with their shirt, but maybe.
Maybe. I mean, better is not today. It could
All
be
right,
one
let's
day.
talk about this before we jump into material. If you'd like to meet Nick Robertson in person and hear these stories, we've been mentioning, or kind of teasing that we have an event coming up in the
Oh,
fall.
yeah.
So we're ready to go, like start
The men's
announcing
event.
out. Yeah, Farmstead Summit. We got to get better at that next few months.
Farmstead Summit. I like it.
With Tough Men of Faith, building resilient bonds.
Okay.
I should have ran the title and stuff by you before this.
You
but-
should have, because this is the first I've heard of it.
I know. I was planning on, and Blake just started recording. I was like,
Yeah.
for the last 3 weeks, like, hey, we need to get together and talk about this stuff. So
Farmstead Summit.
yeah,
Okay.
Farmstead Summit.
I like it.
The focus is going to be on building bonds with other men.
Okay. This is
So-
early September.
September 5th through 7th.
Okay. So that's like a Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Thursday night's optional. If you can make it,
Okay.
great, be there.
Gotcha.
If not, everything will kind of officially kick off Friday evening.
Okay.
And go through Saturday late afternoon,
So
5 o'clock. So
be some camping.
yeah, here's the thing. There's not a lot there. It's my family's farm. It's been
Yeah.
a family for over 100 years.
Right.
Nice 80 acres of woods, a creek that goes through.
Yeah.
Nice camping area.
I remember an outhouse.
There's an outhouse. We'll have some porta potties there.
Okay, good. I was thinking, 100 guys using that outhouse, that thing's going to be full. In an hour
Yeah,
and
you
a
know
half.
that's not happening.
Yeah.
yeah.
We're going to have to dig a new hole.
Yeah, so go ahead and mark your calendars. We'll have more information, hopefully on a website here a couple weeks.
Awesome.
Where you can get registered for it.
Okay.
I do think it's going to fill up fairly fast.
Yeah, I do too.
I'm not sure what the total number we can handle is,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Hopefully it's not like Woodstock.
No, yeah, we're definitely going to have to
Yeah.
put a limit
Couple
on it.
of guys
so,
throwing a concert in an 80-acre field.
yeah. But we're going to have a couple
42,000 people show up.
yeah. A couple guests from the past are going to speak on it.
Good.
So we're still trying to work. I think you're working
Yeah.
on a couple of
I think
them.
there'll be some friendly competitions.
Yeah, the
so-
only thing I know for sure we've talked about is I know a lot of guys like shooting.
Oh, yeah.
So just so we don't have guys out there with just a little bit of everything, we are going to do like a 22 rifle, what would you call it, shooting competition.
Okay, cool.
We did this a few years ago.
Oh, yeah,
with
we
just
did. We
some
made
friends.
like little trees with
Shotgun
a
shells.
target that you had to knock off. Yeah.
Then we use like shotgun.
I think
like
so, yeah.
Used shotgun, not used. What would you call them? Already shot shotgun shells.
Yeah, I think it's used.
Used shells, right? And then you had to shoot them off like this little tree.
Yeah.
We had like 30 or so guys in that competition.
Yeah, that was good.
It was a lot of fun.
It
And
was.
so some of the guys were out there with big old scopes and
Oh, yeah.
serious about it. Others,
Yeah.
no scope.
Some
and
guys are iron sights.
iron
and-
sights.
Yeah.
And yeah, but it was a lot of fun. Like
It was.
this, you compete head to head against another guy and just
Yeah.
keep moving up the ladder.
Right.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. So that's the only thing for sure.
Bring my bulletproof vest. Got it.
Yeah. It's just a 22. You'll be
I
all right.
hear ya.
You'll be all right.
Yeah.
And then if you don't have a 22, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure somebody will loan you one.
someone will
Not
loan you
me,
one.
but somebody will.
Yeah, Nick has plenty of them.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, so that'd be
cool.
for sure. There'll be some other things, but
Yeah.
yeah, I think the focus is really going to be on bringing guys together.
Yeah, building relationships,
Other
finding
godly
common
men.
ground with other men, and
Yeah.
building a relationship off of that.
Yeah,
And it's gonna be September, so should be warm.
should be
You
warm.
can always bond over the no AC.
Yeah, no AC.
There's not gonna be any.
It's pretty primitive. But
It is primitive.
yeah, it's about 40 miles west of Indy,
Yeah.
or 40 minutes west of Indy.
Yeah.
So it's not bad.
Nope. It's a good time. I like it out there.
Yeah,
Okay.
it'll be good. Yeah, so September 5th through 7th.
Yep.
Go ahead and mark your calendars. Be watching for more information coming out on that.
Nice.
Yeah,
Good. I'm excited.
I am too. It's something we've been talking about doing for a while. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
You ready to jump into some
Yeah,
material?
well, yes, we've already talked for 20 minutes. We'll see you guys next week.
Yeah. Well, so this kind of comes out. I sent you an article earlier today that I found interesting.
Yeah.
I sent it to you, right?
Yep.
Okay.
3 ways the gospel gives life to the weary.
Yeah, it's by
Is that the
Jared.
one?
Yeah, Jared Wilson.
Yeah.
I don't know him personally. I followed him on Twitter for years.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a pastor. I think he's a seminary professor.
Okay.
But it's been a few years. About 7 or 8 years ago, he wrote this article on the significance of the gospel for Christian men. Is basically what it is.
Okay.
Like men who are weary. So he kind of starts out saying, men are given much to look at and listen to every day, literally and spiritually. We are bombarded by messages from cable news, internet, radio ads, billboards along the morning commute, magazines and a grocery checkout, bosses and coworkers, and wives and children. We are tempted according to our lusts and appetites and shamed over the size of our bank accounts and our standard of living, our level of fitness, the style of our dress, and our achievements or lack thereof at work and at home.
Yeah.
I'm worn out from reading that.
It's a deep article.
It is. But it's really like a pretty simple message when you get to it. But he's just saying, like, listen, like every day we have a lot going on, like
Yeah.
a lot thrown at us,
Yep.
a lot to think about,
A lot of people judging us. on
Judging us.
What we do and what we don't.
judging ourselves,
Right.
Families, bosses, coworkers,
Yeah.
podcast guest or host, co-host.
What do you mean I don't judge you?
But it's just busy. Like
Yeah.
like even the ads like are geared towards you now,
Right.
right? So the advertisements change where they're gearing towards where you're at in life.
Yep.
And what advertisement does is a lot of times show you where you're inadequate, like where you don't have. So, hey,
Yeah.
I'm going to advertise you need this because I know you don't have it.
Right.
Whether they should know we don't have it or not, they do.
That's funny. Me and Rachel just talked about this last night.
Yeah.
It's like all these things that keep coming up for, if you're a mom. If you're a mom, you need this. And if you're a mom, you need that. And
Yeah.
it's like the advertising goes based off of your age. And
Mhm.
she's like, look, we don't have kids. And she's like, but maybe I still want to use this product.
Yeah.
Why is it just geared towards moms? But it's like,
Yeah.
they're kind of going off your age and where most people are
Yeah.
in their life and where they're at in life. And I was like, this is how they advertise.
Yep. It is. He goes on to say, we never feel done and we rarely feel right.
Yeah.
Is what all that does. Like
Right.
it makes you feel like, okay, there's always something missing.
Yeah. Like
in
there's
my
always
life.
something more.
Yeah. And then
Never makes you feel happy with where you're at.
Yep. Then the enemy, of course, is eager to capitalize on these moments of weakness
Yeah.
and bring the message of condemnation. So it's no wonder more men don't refuse to get out of bed in the morning.
Right.
Right. No,
Yeah.
That's what awaits us.
Right.
So what he does is he goes on to talk about how the gospel kind of changes us in those ways.
Okay.
First point is the gospel gives us freedom from the past.
Yeah.
Every man I know has a wound he carries from the past.
Right.
Which we both do, right? Like
Yeah.
there's things in our past like, should have done that.
Right. Well, and not just a wound that, we carry from the past of, something people have done to us, but things that we've done to other people. And, we don't necessarily know how to feel about it or
Yeah.
to apologize for it or if it's, if it's been forgiven. And that's a thing.
It is. So when you put together like ways maybe we've been hurt or judgment we face, but
Yeah.
then also you throw in there the number of things we've done to other people,
Right.
the secret sins we've had in our life, the times we've disobeyed, the lack of action sometimes, the action we have taken sometimes, like that, this all begins to add up.
Yeah.
Maybe people we haven't forgiven or people haven't forgiven us, maybe
Right.
people who've passed away that we never got a chance to make things right with.
Yep.
Yeah, so there's all these things like trying to get us to measure up. And what he does, he goes to Romans 8 and he's like, hey, with Christ, there's no need to measure up.
Right.
Right. So you have this freedom from the past now. The gospel means you aren't who you used to be.
Yeah.
If anyone's in Christ, they're a new creation.
Yep.
Is that your response today to everything?
Yep.
Yep.
I don't think so. I've had plenty to say.
Actually, you've had a lot to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Yep. Sometimes it gets me in trouble, so
That, both of us.
Yeah.
So he goes on to say, what's so better than great about the gospel is that it ends the scorekeeping by which most of us try to live our lives.
Yeah.
So the gospel comes along, and this is what's so great. It's like you see that I can never live up to this.
Right.
But the gospel says I don't have to try because I'll never be able to. So you don't even have to keep score.
Right.
You'll always be on the losing end if you're trying to do enough good to make up for all the stupid stuff you've done in the past.
Yeah.
So the gospel comes along and is like, hey, your past, man, it's forgiven.
Oh yeah.
That shame, that guilt, all those things from the past,
Right.
that
Let it
past
go.
failures,
Yeah.
let it go.
Yeah. You need to quit carrying it.
Yeah. So not only past, then he says, you have freedom from the past, you have power for the present.
Right.
He used the illustration. Sometimes I feel like the Michael Jordan of disappointing people.
Yeah. Yeah. I read that earlier.
Did you?
I was like, that's pretty good.
Because-
But I mean, like I find myself here lately, especially, it's like almost struggling with friendships, and not because I don't have friends, but I just haven't made time for friends lately.
Yeah.
And I've been keeping myself so busy, and I need to really slow down and get back to engaging with friends again.
Yeah.
It just
Yeah, it's funny. See, I was thinking about that this morning.
Oh, yeah?
When I was working out, I thought, man, I used to make sure I was intentional, had guys working out with me,
Yeah.
hanging out with guys. Like, I can't remember the last time I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah,
It's just-
exactly.
and then I was like, man, but there's been people who've asked.
Yeah.
And I've just kind of let them down, or,
Yeah.
or maybe they were thankful I said no. I don't know. But he said, I'm the genius at letting people down. It's like, that's true. And it's
Yeah.
easy to feel defeated
Yep.
because of that. Yeah, and he says if the gospel is true, then Christians are justified in our current situation, that we have power for the present
Right.
as well. And so he just kind of talks about that even in every grief, every disappointment, every hardship, every worry, the Holy Spirit is there to help us, console us, direct us, and empower us.
Yeah.
And this is enormous security, the kind every man needs to take on whatever the day brings, with both meekness and action. The gospel calibrates us for each moment.
Right.
That we have the power still to be present. We
Exactly.
have the power of the Holy Spirit.
Yeah. Yeah, I read one line in there. It said, "How can this not transform the dullest, dumbest, darkest moments of our everyday lives?" And it's like, wait a minute, it can.
Yeah.
I mean, and we need to let it. We need to let it in and embrace it.
Yeah. That's good. The last one, he says, what the gospel does gives us hope for the future.
Right.
Every man I know is haunted by his past, but every man I know is also in some way anxious about the future. Is he providing enough? Is he securing enough? Is he man enough to get into tomorrow without the bottom falling out? We never know what tomorrow will hold, and we're all for preparing for the worst. But the good news of Jesus means that no matter how bad tomorrow gets, and it's often not as bad as we fear, it can never get completely desperate.
Right.
The Lord of the universe holds the future in his hands and holds us together. He has promised us great deliverance.
Yeah.
Which, man, that's just great to hold on to.
Yeah.
That.
Even in the very end,
Yeah.
you're still fine.
Yeah. So what the gospel, it gives us hope, right?
Right.
That no matter how bad tomorrow's going to be,
Yeah.
I still have
hope.
Christ. We have hope.
Yeah.
And I love that verse where it talks about that tomorrow has enough worry for itself, or enough
Right.
problems for itself. You don't need to worry about it.
Yeah. You don't need to worry about it
So,
today.
Yeah.
Yeah. How
Which
many times have you found yourself doing that?
Man, I find that verse helping me a lot, because
yeah.
when I start to do that, a lot of times I'll think of that verse and it just feels so dumb that I'm thinking about it. It's like,
Right.
why am I worrying about this tomorrow? Because
Yeah.
in the past, I've worried about so many things,
Right.
and they don't even come to fruition. a lot
And
of
God's
times.
already got it figured out for
Yeah.
you for tomorrow, for the next day, and
Yeah.
yeah, you're gonna make decisions and make choices that can ultimately affect things, but affect things from the way that you see things going.
Yeah.
But it's already worked out in the end.
Yeah. Something that blew my mind a few years ago
Yeah.
was the thought process that God's not bound by time.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about that? Like,
No.
so if God's in control of everything, it means
Right.
he's in control of a time, which means that he's not confounded to a 24-hour day,
Right.
7-day week.
Yeah.
So God can simultaneously be in tomorrow, even though we're in today.
Yeah. Yeah. He can already be working out details for
Yeah.
you.
So tomorrow he's already there and knows what you're going to face and is already working that out,
Yep.
for his glory.
Right.
So if that's the case, then why do I need to worry about tomorrow if my Heavenly Father's already there taking care of it?
Yeah.
And knows what I'm going to face.
Right.
So for me, I just found
Yeah.
that helpful.
And ultimately, if we're walking together, then it's going to end well, one way or the other.
Yeah. Yeah. So to me, this is the great reminder that in our day-to-day life, we need to preach the gospel to ourselves every day.
Yeah.
To go back to Romans 8 and say, man, I'm a wicked person, but in my sin, Jesus loved me.
Yep.
And he's not going to let me go.
Right.
And so no matter what I face today, and how many times I mess up, I'm not defined by my failure.
Yep.
And no matter what my past looks like, no matter shame I have, that's not what defines who I am.
That's not what defines me.
And I have the power to be a good friend today, to share the love of Jesus with people, and I have hope for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Even if I really screwed up today.
Right.
Tomorrow's a new day.
Tomorrow's a new day.
Tomorrow's a new day.
How many times do we say that?
I may have to pay for some price of it here on earth. There still could be consequences for some sin, but tomorrow's a new day.
Right.
So, yeah.
Nice.
This has been good.
Good article.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Maybe we should try to get him on the podcast.
Really?
Jared Wilson.
So you know him?
Nope. Said I don't know him.
Oh, okay. Well, we should reach out to him.
I followed him on Twitter for a short time.
Yeah.
Maybe I should refollow him.
Yeah, maybe. It's probably the first step.
Okay. I may still. I don't know. I haven't been on there much.
Okay. Nice.
All right. So anything before we close out?
I don't think so.
Make sure to like and share the podcast.
Yep. And I want to thank Increase Jesus.
Increase Jesus. And mark those dates down, September 5th through 7th.
What's that? Oh, yeah. Mark the dates down. Yeah, it's going to be good.
Farmstead Summit
Farmstead
with
Summit.
Tough Men of Faith. See you guys next week.
See you.